We are live. It is 3:04 Central Standard Time in the United States, 9:04 BST in the UK. It's the Nomad Tech Project with Sam and Joe.
Hey.
Coming to you live this 14th day of April, 2024. Joe, it's been a week since I saw you last. I mean, we've talked a little
whole
bit.
week.
Whole week. How you been, mate?
So. Someone else called in sick at work. The usual.
Yeah.
The usual.
I had a kind of a busy week at work as well. I mean, it's always busy, but this week was a little bit busier, and a couple of problems we had to work through. It didn't get really solved until end of Friday, and it's so it was just fighting those all week. So yeah, and then I spent the morning today, instead of going golf, which I would have more enjoyed doing, I power washed my patio area because it needed to get done. So, well, we cleared all those. Yeah, we cleared all those trees out of there. So, I mean, it looks, but it's just, I hadn't done it in 4 or 5 years, and it just looks like junk. So, yeah, I just okay. So I moved all the furniture off, the grill, all of it, moved it to one side, and then started that. And I was out there about 3 hours before the show, and I was covered in sweat, and it's because it's warm. It's unseasonably warm here in St. Louis today. It's like 90 or something. It's really warm here today. So, yeah. And it's funny, they might have one on the PlayStation store. I was kind of plowing through there the other night looking for a game to play, and they got all sorts of farming simulator, and I mean, there's there's crazy stuff going on. So there might be a power wash simulator.
You'd get in real trouble if you was doing a simulator when it actual power washing needed doing.
Right. Yeah. So anyways, that's what I spent my morning doing. So yeah, man, weeks works sucks, and so it's all good. In real units, I don't know, European stuff, I don't know, 30. I don't know. Let's find out. Do the math. We can use Copilot.
So if anyone's noticing the quality of my camera today, it's not as good, is it? And this is the OnePlus 12 we're using today. A bit disappointing. Not good for live streaming.
It's 32 degrees Celsius here in St. Louis today. There you go. For Peter.
That is good.
Since he he makes me do it in British European weird units in Celsius. It's over 30 Celsius. It's a little warm, and there's no wind, so it's but then the funny thing is, it's going to be like that. I think Monday, tomorrow's going to be pretty warm, and then it rains, and it's back down to the 60s. So that's whatever, man. It's just 2 days.
It's like you're in Britain.
No, I know. Except there's a lot more sunlight here. The weather, as far as it going up and down, it's kind of always been a Midwest thing. And other people complain about the weather, going up, that kind of thing, and so it kind of goes all around. So it's a Midwest thing. I think in San Diego, it's pretty nice most of the time, and the desert Southwest, like Arizona, it's probably pretty nice. It's usually warm, but yeah, in the Midwest and stuff, the temperature varies a lot. So it's all good. Yeah, DG's in the chat. Also, thank you for existing. We exist.
Just about.
So, yep, that's what we're here for. Existing and bringing you God's word. No, I'm just kidding. We're not doing it. We're talking about, let's talk about D-Brand. Boy, they got themselves a little bit of trouble on Twix. Who cares? I mean, who cares?
What's your thoughts on that? I mean,
is it really gonna? I guess this isn't the first time. Isn't that kind of their deal? Aren't they kind of edgy on?
It's something they often do. But whether it's right or wrong, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm on two sides of the fence, isn't there? I mean, they are just having a bit of a laugh. But did they go too far this time?
Yeah, that's too far. You don't do that.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Just don't. It's just tacky and ignorant, and you don't do that.
That's exactly what it is. Tacky.
It's just tacky and rude, and it's not really this gentleman's fault that his last name is such, right?
No,
it just is. And to sit there, and again, my last name, it's people give me trouble because it sounds like a disease. It's like, man, that's you have a case of Ventilius, right? That's funny because it's not an ethnic joke. They're just making fun of the fact that it kind of sounds, because it's a long with an A at the end. It sounds like, or it's a medication or something like that. That's a little, to me, that's a little different. But I mean, they this is going after the fact that it's an ethnic name, and it, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's a bad look. I don't think you should do that. And the problem is nothing's going to happen. People are still going to buy their brand. People still going to buy their products, and you shouldn't. You should buy extremeskins.co.uk. You should buy their stuff.
Absolutely.
One, the prices are better. Two, the company's pretty chill. They are edgy, but they make fun of you. So if you screw something up, like you don't put it on right, or you have a bubble in it, or it looks a little weird, or it's crooked, they'll kind of goof on you a little bit. It's like, hey, did you actually watch the application video to make sure you know how to put it on right? Did you do it in your sleep? Did you have your eyes closed, or you just generally stink at putting on skins?
They won't say your name looks like cat shit.
Yeah, they won't say that. But yeah, so if you're looking for if the D brand thing really kind of, if you just don't buy their stuff. I mean, if you don't really,
what does the D stand for in D brand?
Probably douchebag. I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah, or just dick. They're just dicks, man.
Dick brand.
Yeah, dick brand. I just don't. I mean, so anyways, if you're looking, if this was kind of the last straw, or you didn't really buy a D brand skin before, and you don't think that that's a good way to do business, yeah, shop at extremeskins.co.uk. Give them a try. Good quality stuff. Comes from the UK. They ship quickly. Unfortunately, the Royal Mail sometimes gets a little dodgy, but hey, you know what? I got mine, so it just took a little while, and that's not the fault of theirs. Whatever things, but they're still good company, and they probably won't be in the news for saying stuff like that. So let's support a good company. Streamskin.co.uk.com. Skin your shit. And
skin your shit, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, what I thought was interesting with the D brand thing though is some of the different reactions. So we had MKBHD come out and say, I don't agree with this type of thing. I mean, he was following the crowd, of course, but he didn't have to do it. It was good of him to come out and to do it. Well, I thought.
Yeah.
Hey, Barry.
Barry's in the chat. So yeah, you have to do that because it's again. So that becomes an issue, right? So let's say you are a content creator and you have been, this is like Michael Fisher. There's another one. He's been pushing that brand for years, and other the big wig kind of creators, right? It becomes interesting because this isn't the first time they said something like this, and I agree. Aditya, we won't mention the name. He said don't give him any more airtime. This is more about the response to this, and then what happens when you are doing brand sponsorships or you're pushing brands or they're sponsoring your videos. Now you've got a situation where this kind of stuff happens, and now you're in a situation where you've got to kind of navigate that. I mean, of course, what is MKBH going to do? Come out and say, yeah, I don't really care what they say. I mean, again, it's almost like you have to kind of do that, right? It's just
Jerry Rig was kind of trying to defend them, wasn't he?
Yeah, well, I mean, and Jerry Rig, everything. I don't know them. I don't know the man. I know he does a lot of good work. I do like his videos. I don't understand the point of putting a 50 cal through your Cybertruck door. It's totally stupid because one, it just no. I mean, seriously, is it bulletproof? It's a 50 cal. That weapon is designed to shoot through tank armor. I mean, and to shoot.
It's definitely not a tank. It looks like one, but it's not one.
Well, it's ugly. I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, say what you want. I mean, if you want to buy a Cybertruck, go for it.
Fugly's the word, isn't it?
I think it's the most atrociously, disgustingly stupid looking vehicle I've ever seen. It's almost as shitty looking as a Pontiac Aztec. And anybody who wants to go look that up, go check this out. That was another Pontiac Aztec.
Yeah, I'd need to look that up, Sam, because I don't know what the hell that is.
It's American. Well, first of all, it's Pontiac, and they don't make Pontiacs anymore. GM stopped making them. It's just an ugly vehicle. And yeah, I mean, yeah, it'll stop 9mm rounds. Okay, it'll stop maybe, who cares? I mean, the windows aren't bulletproof, so just don't shoot the window. Yeah, Pontiac Aztec. Yeah, that's the Breaking Bad car. That's right.
What's the average gun that some of the people have got in America as well?
Oh,
what's the average?
Handgun? If you had a handgun, you have a 9mm. So you have have a Glock, or you'd have.
So that's what you need to test, basically.
I mean, yeah, and if you have a rifle, so you're going to have probably again. We're going to say the rifle because, whatever. It's an AR-15, which is not an automatic rifle. So for all those people that say it's an AR, that's not what it stands for. But whatever. That's another for another day. That would be the most common weapon that people would have, or like a hunting rifle, like a 30-06 or 3.
Yeah. That's what you need to test, really.
I don't think I can't remember the video. I know he didn't. I know he did like small handgun rounds and that. I think he did a rifle. I'm pretty sure I think it was a 30. I was a 306. I don't know if it was. I know it was like a 45 steady win. I don't know what he had on it, but I know that the 50 cal he brings out. I mean, it's gonna go through the door. It probably would have gone if he would have left the door closed and they turned the car. It probably would have went through the door, the compartment, and probably out the other door on the other side. I would basically. I would say. And again, whatever. I watched the video just because I was like, I already know what this is going to probably do. So yeah,
You already had it planned that you replace the door.
I mean, he's gonna have money to get a whole new one. Who cares, right? Just basically blow the thing up. I mean, they'll probably give him another one.
Yeah.
So again, back to him defending it. Again, that's his take, but who cares? I mean, for him,
I didn't follow it that closely, but I mean, what I did see was him defending it a bit.
Yeah. So I don't know. Like I said, DT. Yeah, and I didn't remember that. So from the Breaking Bad episodes, that was Walter White's vehicle. That was the Pontiac. He drove a Pontiac Aztek.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Ugly SUV, right? And it's just but. So I'm not a fan of the Cybertruck.
Really?
But no, it's just no, I'm not.
So in a way, you took some enjoyment with it being shot,
right?
In a way, in a strange way.
Yeah, too bad he didn't shoot it like through the engine or one of the batteries or something like that, or just blow the whole thing up. That'd be kind of fun.
Yeah,
but
like Top Gear style. I know Deech is a big Top Gear fan.
Right. So, I mean, again, so he doesn't really, he kind of defends him, right? Well, what's the fallout going to be? Is his brand going to suffer? No. People are going to be upset about it. It's a thing that you shouldn't do. We would never do that. If I had a company, anybody who put that out, I would fire him immediately because that's not how we get down. I don't think that's how you do business.
There'd definitely go to a conduct hearing, wouldn't it? Like a minimum.
No! If I were the CEO of D-Brand and that would have happened, I would have found out who put that post out and they would have got fired.
Oh, that person you mean? I was talking about someone.
Or just yeah. And I just wouldn't run my company that way, so that would never be a problem. But sometimes, even when you have good companies that don't do things, people, when you have those kind of campaigns, right, marketing teams or outreach teams, sometimes they will say stuff that it gets a little weird. And again,
you see what they did to try and rectify it? They offered 10K.
Yeah, they gave 10K. And then, of course, it cracks me up. Then you got a bunch of people going, "Hey, for 10K,
call me Joe Dickey, please."
Yeah, it's just like
I'll take 10K.
Then here's the thing: if you're willing to take 10K to make fun of you, then don't be outraged about it, and don't be outraged for somebody else, because that just means to tell me that's just stupid. Because I
won't actually. I'm outraged. I'd only take 20.
No, I'm not even outraged. I just don't. I think it's in bad taste, and it's not funny, and
it is bad taste.
It's
really bad taste.
And if you're a company, you shouldn't engage in that kind of behavior because you just shouldn't. But again, I just thought it was funny when they finally said, "We'll give you 10K." They're like, "Oh, well, you make fun of me." It's like, and now that gentleman, I don't think he said that. I'm sure he'll take. Yeah. And apparently, LaShawn, he's willing to sell it for 1,000 quid because that's how it gets down. That's fine.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, I would take it as well. You can call me worse, and I'll take 1K.
And I agree. And the D-Brand's not exactly Microsoft, so it's not like it's not like, again, this isn't the first time they've done that. This is kind of their shtick. I don't know what the other instances are because I could care less. But again, like I said, I
don't follow that closely.
It violates my rule. Basically, my number one rule: don't be a dick. Basically, just don't. Mm-hmm. Just trying to be a nice person.
Don't be a dick brand.
Yeah. So now you're using the OnePlus 12. It's been 2 weeks. Has it been 2 weeks? Almost. Yeah, about 2 weeks.
No, it was only 3 days last time. So now it's about a week and about 10 days. Yeah.
So have you kept your SIM the entire time, or have you switched?
Yeah. I normally do keep my SIM in devices for a length of time to get a good feel for them. But I've been at work quite a bit, so haven't got to test it much. I did a nice ladybird or ladybug, whatever you want to call it, shot the other day, which I posted. I was quite pleased with that. That was with the 3X. The 3X is excellent. 3X is very, very good on it. I can imagine getting some really good portraits with it.
Yeah. Like I said, I think it's a great phone. And now I think they're talking about was it OnePlus Open or was it the OnePlus 12? They're going to get they've got like their circle to search and their Magic Eraser kind of thing they got coming out. I think that's isn't that
Yeah,
coming out on
some
the OnePlus
AI
Open?
coming to it. I think in China it's already out, but it hasn't come to mine yet.
Right, because
Talking
I think
to
it's on Color OS has those features, right? And they call them something
yeah,
else. They're not called Magic Eraser. They're called AI Remove or something like that or whatever.
something
So,
like that. Yeah,
and
because
so I guess the speculation is that will come to Oxygen OS for US markets at some
yeah, I think it's going to. Yeah, I think it's going to. Although they accidentally said that Gemini was coming on it soon this year, but now they're not sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, somebody
The
might
whole-
have just got a little ahead of themselves. No, I don't know. It's like, yeah, it's on Vivo devices. Yeah. So yeah, it's on so apparently I guess in China they're not working with Google. They're doing, I guess, their own stuff. But I guess with the Oxygen OS for their global markets, I think they are doing some work with Google to do
some
the
Google
thing. So
stuff.
we'll
Yeah,
see. We'll see. It's kind of nice. I mean, it's nice to have it on, now again, but that lends the argument, right? This was the same thing with Windows Phone, right? So you have like specific features that are specific to that OEM, right? And now it's like, oh, okay, well, you get a Pixel and you get all this stuff. Now you've got circle to search on your Samsung devices, and now OnePlus is going to get it. So,
yeah.
Google's in this weird kind of spot. We're like, okay, well, we want to make sure all devices have them because we want people to it because that's at the end of the day, they want people using their services, right? But
Yeah, exactly.
in using those services, it doesn't make your brand any more exclusive anymore, right? It kind of dilutes
We
that
see
out. So,
the one thing that's happening though is Google One is losing the VPN.
yeah,
Yeah,
because it
so I
costs too
think
much money.
that sucks because I guess in the VPN is going to be on Pixel still, as an Pixel exclusive maybe, which because obviously one thing that people say about iPhones is that it's really secure, aren't they? That's what they say. They're the most secure phone. So maybe that's what Google wants to make. That's their angle with that as well, perhaps.
Yeah, I guess, but and I love
But I'll tell
Dan's
you what, with the
comment.
VPN though, did you use it at all?
No,
All right,
I use Source. I already have a VPN, so I use that.
Google's VPN really does slow things down.
Yeah.
Like WhatsApp often doesn't work well on it in certain places.
Yeah.
Telegram's terrible on it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so, and I agree with Dan. Like, just give away Pixel features. Just give them away. Yeah. Well,
Just giving away.
yeah. And again, and that's where that rub becomes, right? What is there a healthy balance? Is there a happy medium? Is it those don't ever come to those devices? But then you got partnerships with Samsung and Google, right? Because these are running Android, right? So it's hard to say. I see Dan's point. I actually agree with Dan for the most part. However, I can understand why Google would try to make those available for other companies. Yeah, Paul mistakes. Yeah, and that's the problem is Samsung is using this is what happens when you're using another company's operating system, right? And this is why Apple doesn't have to worry about such things. This is why comparing the two is just difficult, right? You don't have to compare hardware and software. It's all Apple owns it all, so they can do whatever they want. They're not.
They think they can do whatever they want.
Well, I mean, yeah, their little DOJ's got them in some heat, but I mean, it's not like they're going to go out of business. They're going to shut the doors.
No.
So they'll pay some fines. They'll have to change some stuff, just like Microsoft with the Internet Explorer, right? When they got sued for basically now they have to allow any browser to be installed. Microsoft learned the hard way too when it came to the government and antitrust and stuff like that. But what I'm saying is when you have Google and Android, it's a lot harder to navigate that, right? Because you got all these different OEMs, and Google. Should we give this out? Should we not? Are we gonna? Because if you can get it on a Samsung, well, instead of buying a Pixel, now you can get your circle to search on a Samsung. What's the chance of somebody coming off Samsung's brand and trying a Pixel who's maybe bought Samsungs for years? You know what I mean? That it's less. It's a less of a reason to jump ship for them, and it also gives Samsung, hey, look. You don't have to buy a Pixel. Now you can just stay with us and our S20. Now you can buy an S24, right? Because you buy the newest thing, and now you can have the circle to search.
They're very different UIs, aren't they? Samsung and Pixel, very different. I can see because some real Pixel lovers really dislike Samsung One UI, and you can see why. And vice versa, people that really love One UI probably think that the Pixel launcher is a bit too basic.
Yeah, I actually
Horses for courses.
yeah, I actually like One UI. So, and
I
yeah,
like
I'm
them
sure.
both.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
sure
I like.
Google's next. Oh yeah, I mean they're not. Yeah, I get it. Question
Yeah.
to the distinguished panel: if Samsung moved to alternate OS compatibility, probably not. I don't think the average user would care.
What's that?
If Samsung moved to an alternate OS compatible with Android frameworks, so basically, like I guess they don't. They develop their own OS.
Tizen.
But you can use basically Android, the Android framework, or Google Play services, and that Google Play framework and
It would
ADB and all
suck.
that stuff.
It would definitely
Well,
suck.
but again, like I said, I don't understand why Samsung would try to make the move. It's
They've got a good partnership with Google at the moment.
we're
It seems.
we're stuck with two OSs, folks, and it's just the way it is.
Mhm.
And and in some cases, you can make the argument, well, not Google Play services. Well, I get it, probably not. But basically, Samsung doing their own stuff. No, Samsung. And I would be nice. I wish we had more OS. I wish we had Windows Phone and Palm and these other OSs and stuff like that. But we don't.
Jimmy's gone off One UI since he's gone Pixel.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the Pixel experience. And do you know what? The OnePlus, going back to the OnePlus, it's got a nice software experience actually. Very nice.
Yeah, I
It's
do
got a
like.
Pixel feel to it.
Yeah, I like Oxygen OS. I really, again, and honestly, the alert slider is criminally underused. That should be other OE. I'm not sure. Maybe they can't because of maybe it's a copyright problem. Probably not. But they can come up with some kind of. Yeah, I think an alert slider, a mute switch. I think having a hardware switch to disable your phone really quick is really.
Give us all the switches and buttons and.
Yeah, I like I really, and that's why I really kind of disliked not having that where they decided for that one model to take it off. Holy cow! It's like, man, that's kind of like that's their signature kind of thing, right? On top of being Oxygen OS. So
yeah,
we'll see. I don't know. I would like to see a third OS come out, but the problem is then you've got to be okay. Well, is it going to be able to run Android apps, or is it going to? It's clearly not going to run iOS, right? Or it's
needs to support. Yeah, needs support behind it.
But then you're going to have to try to stand up your own app store, which you need developers to do that. And why are they going to do that? Unless you can get the code to work across where they can deploy one code base. But then again, we're back in that same boat with Windows Phone, right? If you got developers don't have enough reason to make the apps and the apps aren't there, then people don't have apps to use. And then
imagine Snapdragon made an OS.
Oh, yeah, that'd be kind of slick. Well, I think that'd be kind of cool. I'd like to see that. I mean, they could try. They've got the hardware. They got the chipset.
That'd be interesting, wouldn't it?
I would think it would be kind of interesting just to watch the development of it. That would be kind of cool.
Yeah,
I don't know. I really wish there was at least a third, maybe even a fourth option. That would be kind of nice.
Options are good. I like options.
Right.
Give us more options.
Yes, Windows Phone doesn't need to come back, but Microsoft sucks, and they will always kill everything they make except Windows because they just do.
Murderous.
I mean, it's just like I can't. And Microsoft.
Murderous Microsoft.
I think Samsung flipped the switch. They would have 2 years. Asculi. Oh, that's kind of a good way to say. Actually, I like that. That's a good way. I don't know if that was on purpose or not, but that's pretty slick.
Asculi. Yeah, I think he's done that on purpose.
Yeah. I would like to see. Dan,
remember we're an audio podcast. You need to read the question out if you're going to do that.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was just like,
people were like, "What the hell is he talking about?"
Yeah, I think if Samsung flipped the switch, they would have 2 years not to get worse than they are. Google is actually actually trying some new thing before people start switching to other games like get G. Yeah, I mean, I would like to see. I would like to see a brand come out. It would have been nice to really that Microsoft would have stayed with Windows Phone and just maybe not killed the program, but just at least had some developers on it and just see where they could have gone with it and just kind of kept it going. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe not. Again, it's because in the United States, you got Google and iOS, and you have Samsung and Apple, and some sprinkles of other stuff. Yeah, it's a shame. It's really is, because I love the way to use a Windows Phone, and I'm not even gonna lie. And honestly, of all things being equal, not even if they were equal, if I could get 70% of the apps and they worked pretty good on a Windows Phone, I would still be using Windows Phone today, by far. Not even close.
Had
Not
huge
even.
potential though, didn't it?
Oh God, yeah, it was great. It was. I mean, as far as the UI, it really was slick. It was
and that
easy to
UI would
use.
be great on a tablet as well, right?
Yeah, I mean that's what Windows 8 was, right? It was supposed to be the tiles on a tablet, and then just because it didn't work on a regular desktop or whatever. But yeah, on a tablet, it really worked great. It was nice because you could pin live tiles, and it was cool because they were like, it was the tile, but it wasn't a separate widget. Like it would show you information on, like you have to have a message, the tile would turn, it would show the message, and then it'd turn, right? And if you had an email, it would turn real quick and turn, right? So it was kind of neat. So it was actually what launched the app from your interface, but also gave you information if developers had a hook in for it. It was kind of slick. I really kind of liked the way they did it. But
like a little widget.
Yeah, it was like a widget and the application
At the same time. Yeah, it was cool. And it was clean, right? Really clean looking.
Well, yeah, because then you had customization, but also if you just swipe to the you had an alphabetical list of apps. That's all it was. It was just, there was none of this it was live tiles, make them as big, little, a lot, none, zero.
Again, the OnePlus app drawer is quite nice.
Yeah, I actually liked what OnePlus Open does with that open canvas. I'd like to check that out on a tablet. I really want to see how that works, because I think that's a pretty slick way to handle a foldable phone or even a tablet. Right. I want to try that. It was one of the main reasons I really want to get my hands on an Open, because I really want to see how that works. Because it looks like
it's a nice bit of hardware, definitely. Captain?
Yeah, yep. And I try to use there's launcher. There's a couple of different launchers that emulate kind of Windows Phone, but it doesn't. I mean, it looks okay. It doesn't feel
function the same.
It's not the same. It just isn't. And again, to the point that somebody made, I didn't see where it was. Oh yeah, where Jerome says the active tiles were everything. Absolutely. If you use live tiles like that, it was great. It was really, really nice to have. I really, really liked it. But again, you start losing app development. And then
feel like missed out, man.
Yeah, it kind of did. I don't think it would have really, maybe by the time you used it, it may not have maybe made a dent, but for a person like me who used it day in and day out, I mean, I was like locked into it. And that was really had nothing to Microsoft.
One of my colleagues brought in a Lumia in, and it had the camera case, with the grip. It's quite cool.
Yeah, and then as far as I still to this day think that the cameras on the Lumias, but those the sensors and the UI, as far as the UI, bringing that out and sliding that out and having the dials, the UI for Windows Phone for the camera UI is by far one of the most intuitive ways to use a camera, I think. It was kind of nice if you just slide it out and you had all the ISO and everything was on a rotating dial, and then you'd slide it back and then it'd go away.
LG did something similar, didn't they? Did LG do something similar?
I don't know if they did or not. I don't think so. Not like that.
What it did.
And I remember my first Windows Phone was that Lumia 1020, and that thing was, I mean, that was a killer camera. I mean, it was a xenon flash, and like it had stabilization, was like actual ball bearings. It was like physically stabilized.
Xenon flash.
It was cool, dude.
Steve Litchfield was talking about that actually in his last podcast. Xenon flash.
Yeah, and the keyboard,
good for them night shots, movement as well.
And the keyboard on a Windows Phone, by far better than way better than iOS, and I would argue better than Gboard. It was a really great keyboard. Yeah, it was a killer. I mean, again, a lot of things about the phone were really good. Some things weren't really good, obviously, but it's just a real shame that Microsoft really didn't go full blown into it and really, really develop it. And they basically, because Steve Ballmer was at the helm, he really just thought that it was, sitting there. It's funny now because he laughs off, nobody's going to buy this iPhone crap. It's just his complete and utter stupidity and his inability to see what Apple was trying to do and what they did do. He was just completely they had caught totally flat-footed, and by the time it was too late. So it's a shame. Third-party launchers, yeah. Third-party launchers, gotta get some chats here. He only knows one
Third-party
person.
launchers. I think Nova's the most popular one, which Captain mentions.
Yep. And yeah, and this does happen. Like I only knew a few people had a Windows phone, and people who tried it hated it because it was completely different, right? It was a totally different way to use your phone. And
I've had a few people say that. It does seem like it's like Marmite, the Windows phone, because I've heard loads of people say, "Oh, it's really shit. I hated it," and then other people like you and Dan absolutely loved it.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's just it's like anything else. You know, I think you have to give it some time, especially when you're switching phones. Like I know a lot of people, if they change an OEM, like they go to OnePlus or they go to Motorola or Apple, right? They'll go to an iPhone and they'll use an iPhone for, you know, a week or two. They go, I can't. This iPhone sucks, and not that. It's like no, there's things that
give it time. Yeah,
you got to learn how to use it. It's like a brand new car. You got to learn where the buttons are, how the car drives. When you buy a new car, you know, it's got a different set of situations, right? The climate control is in a different spot, and the seats don't work the same, and the heads-up display is weird, and it maybe performs differently. And now you bought an SUV instead of a car, so now you got to drive it differently. You know, it takes a little time to get used to those kind of things, right? It's you got to give it a chance, man. So yeah, and that goes for both sides. If you're going to an iOS and or Windows phone, you had to give it time. Or if you're going to an Android device, it's not going to be the same as your iPhone. Duh.
Muscle memory helps your experience, doesn't it? When you get used to things.
Yep.
So
absolutely.
yeah, agree.
And Windows phones were better than Marmite. I've never had Marmite. Yeah, that's probably. I saw it at that little store where I was at, where I bought all the English stuff. They had it there. It looked interesting. I don't know.
It is interesting. You got to try it, Sam. You got to try it.
I should give it a try just because, you know, I mean, I get. Does anybody actually like the stuff? And that's why I guess
I don't mind it. Yeah, I don't mind it. I don't. Some people have it on too heavy for me. I have it lightly on toast. It's nice.
So you could just put it on toast, or like
yeah. I have butter first though. Put some butter on first, and then
little Marmite on top.
Yep. Okay. I have it really light. Honestly, really lightly on.
Rachel's in the chat. She doesn't use launchers, and if you have a Xiaomi, you can't use launcher. There you go. So have fun with that. All right. So it's all good.
I want to try HyperOS though.
Yeah.
But a lot of people say it's not that different.
Yeah.
I think it's behind the hood.
Yeah, it was simplistic, and I think that was I think that was part of its charm. I thought it was easy to pick up. And if you want to keep
That's why Sam liked it.
Yeah, it was for a dumb boy like me. It's great, right?
I'll probably like it then.
Yeah, it was cool, but you can make it really, like I said, if you just want to have like if you were giving it to an older person, you have like the 4 basic tiles. So you have like email, you can have message, and you got phone, like all you had, right? You could customize.
Yeah, like basic Android basic mode, like on that.
Right.
You could
it's like basic mode, and that's all. And if you needed to go crazy, you could. It was really good.
Yeah.
And the camera was really good.
Flexible.
I thought Lumia's had really good cameras on the hardware.
Peter's just mentioned Bovril, right? And I've not had it many times. I've only had it once or twice at football when I went and watched Leyton Orient. And actually, Bovril is very nice. I agree.
Bovril. So what is it basically? I don't know.
It's basically like a gravy. It's like drinking gravy, but it's actually very nice. Very, very nice.
Oh yeah, Vegemite. Now I've had that, and that stuff's foul.
Vegemite is
Oh, I can't, man. It's I
think it's quite similar. I think it's quite similar.
I know a lot of people like it, and so this isn't anybody who does like Vegemite. That's fine. It's not my jam. It's not even jam. I don't know what it is. It was I wasn't a fan. It's okay. Yeah, Surface Duo. Yeah, well, again, Microsoft, right? The only thing they really put a lot of effort into is Windows for Enterprise and their Windows product and Surface. Everything else they have tried to do, they have either failed at it or pulled the plug on it. So honestly, if they came out with a Surface Duo, like let's say they said, okay, we're going to do Surface Duo 3, I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy it.
Yeah, I wouldn't
buy it. It's just because I know what's going to happen. And then, like I said, I let the Windows Phone die. I gave him a chance with Duo. I realized, again, that thing was jacked up from the jump, right? They were going to do Windows and they switched to Android and then it came out. It was garbage. And then but that was it. After Surface Duo 2, and they kind of just walked away from it, and they just basically let it die on the vine. I'm like, you know what? I'm never again. I'm done with that shit. I can't. Even if they made Windows Phone again, I would probably buy it just because of nostalgia, and I'd love to make it work. But I would know 99% of my mind is going to be like, this thing's going to be dead in 2 years, and they're not going to do shit with it. They're just doing it just for, because they won't market it, they won't tell anybody about it, and it'll just poof, it'll go away, right? And that's just the way they are. It's just sucks. Let's see, UI. We got a lot of chat. Drinking gravy, yeah, it's not just exactly what I thought. Like, oof. Right? Maybe it's not like drinking like brown gravy. Maybe it's a little thinner than, I mean, you're not just like.
No, it's not thinner. It's for anything it does. It's quite thick overall.
So you said drinking it.
Yeah, it's a drink. It's a drink. Honestly, look it up. Look it up.
It's a. Oh man. Okay.
Let me see if I can find it.
You gotta help me out.
It's often drunk at football.
Okay.
You can get Bovril cubes as well. Bovril drink. Yeah, beef flavored drink. Yeah, it's beef flavored.
A beef flavored drink.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, I'd give it I mean, what the hell? I'd give anything a shot for the first. I mean, one time. What the hell? I mean, if you're gonna do it, you might as well be there, right?
Here we go. I'll bring it up on the screen. This is
Yep.
from Amazon. Oops.
Okay.
I plugged it in. Bovril.
Oh, okay.
It looks very British, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's very. Yeah, it's very, very British. Yes, and you're right, Peter. There's only so many times you can break my heart. Well, there's so many times you can fuck me over, and then I'm just like, okay, basically when it comes to hardware and like, I mean, Microsoft, I mean, they could come out the next greatest thing. I'm just like, until it stays for a while, I'm not doing it. Nova Launcher, I've installed Nova Launcher. I don't know, it's okay. I think you should just stick with the stock stuff. I don't know.
You would love this, Sam. Right? Bovril can be made into a drink. In brackets, referred to in the UK as beef tea.
Oh God,
that does not sound good, does it? Beef tea.
No, beef tea. It's like when you're thinking of tea,
you're
thinking like, you're thinking of like oolong and black tea and chai. You don't think sirloin.
I'll take a beef tea, please.
Yeah, you don't think of like, yeah, tenderloin. Ooh, ground beef. Is there
how would you like it? Medium rare beef tea?
Yeah, beef tea. I'd like it just slightly warm in the center, just a little bit, right? Just a little bit. Yeah, I don't know what.
Like a marshmallow with that.
God, beef tea. Oh God.
Oh God.
Sure. Yeah. Long as you're not like, yeah, it's not the. No, it's not the best phone. Period. It's not even a good phone.
Sam, did you do your homework? Did you watch Football Factory?
I can't because I don't got access to the UK. I can't get into Netflix. So somebody's got to explain how this works, man. Because okay, so if I use a VPN, I have to log into Netflix UK.
Yeah,
but I don't have credentials for Netflix UK.
Your credentials should work.
I tried and it didn't. So maybe I have to mess with some more. But I mean, I'm gonna guess. Yeah, I guess I would assume that that's what I would have to do, right? I would log into netflix.co.uk or whatever.
Your VPN, where was it set to be though?
UK.
Oh, okay. Okay, good.
So that's UK.
Just because.
But the app I have is obviously Netflix in the United States, so that's clear.
No, don't use the app. Go web based.
Right, and I did, and when I put in my credentials, it says you do not have an account. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't have credentials for Netflix for UK. I have credentials for American. Are they universal? I don't know. Like I said, I don't know how to do it.
Yeah, I thought they were.
It might be. I don't know.
Oh, wait a minute. They did change things, didn't they?
Yeah, beef tea. I just try the beef tea instead. And maybe just don't have to watch the stupid. Or okay,
that's your new homework.
So what somebody can do is they could, find a way to, if I can get a distribution, I'll pay the money. They don't have to pirate it and send it to me. But if I can get a copy of this thing, like on, if I could order it, I'd watch it. But no, I haven't been able to watch it. So Dan had a beef tea with his granddad once, and he wasn't bad. I get it. You know what it kind of reminds me of?
It's nice. It
makes me think. What it makes me think of is like oh shit, I can't think of the name.
Beef tea's underselling it.
It's like beef consomme or like beef broth, like bouillon. It's like it kind of if it was like thicker beef bouillon. That's kind of what I would think it would be if I had which I don't know if I would drink that in a tea. I'd probably try it. Well, it's just like hot. It's almost like soup. I mean, it's like broth. Whatever. Yeah, I give it a try.
A football at half time when it's quite cold. It's nice.
Yeah, I like my juice medium rare. I like my tea medium rare. Yeah, my juice too. If Sam can overbover, I will buy it instead. Going, yeah, I would try it.
I bet that British shop you've got near you. I bet they sell it.
I could ask about it because I know the lady the lady who owns the shop. I mean, she's got to be in her 80s by now, and I know she. I mean, I don't know how long she's been in the U.S. Maybe at least 20 years. That's how long the shop's been open.
Just drop in there, say hello, dear. Have you got any beef tea?
Hello, love. You got any Bovril? Because that sounds good. I want a beef tea. And she'll say, how do you know about that? And I say, because I got a bunch of they told me I should try it out. Yeah, so they had a lot of different stuff at the store as far as food and different kinds of snacks and stuff. And I'm like, okay, I should do that. We should do that whole snack thing where I get a bunch of snacks and try them.
Yeah, cool. We should do that again. That was a good segment.
Yeah,
like when you get the British chocolate.
Cool. So yeah.
I'll send you another goodie bag. Should I?
Yeah, no, I'll just go to the shop and I'll just get some ideas. Okay, I'll find some of the wackier things. So they had like chips and they had like candies and they had cookies and stuff like that, and then the Marmite and they had other drinks.
Let's put it to the chat. Right, what do you want to see Sam eat next week?
So yeah, I'm gonna try to. Okay, let's not do that. Okay,
let's not do that.
Let's not do that. That's terrible. Anyway, but no, they had a lot of stuff in the shop. So they had drinks and they had obviously, and they had teas. And I did the Yorkshire tea and I let it seep.
Yorkshire's good. Yeah, good choice.
It's very good. Yeah, I did like that a lot. And I'm not even a tea drinker for the most part, but yeah, that stuff was really good. I took it to work and had one midday. I was like, oh, this is really good.
I knew Jimmy would start. I come up with a list straight away.
I know. Yeah, exactly. And head cheese. Hell no, not in a million years, dude. Because if that's the same thing as I know, you not even. Nope, not doing that. Sorry.
Head cheese. What the fuck?
Look it up. Yeah, look it up. It's gross. Now, if that's the same thing I'm thinking. Yeah. Yorkshire tea already did. I did the Yorkshire tea for the win. Very good. Ready salted tato. Salt and vinegar. I hate salt and vinegar and chips. I've had those before too. They're gross. I like the vinegar. The salt, they're good. The crisps are good, but I don't like salt and vinegar. But I did ready salted tato. Tato? They're like jellied eels. Where is this guy coming up with this shit?
Jellied eels, yeah, that's so they're coming. What it is? Yeah, in the East End, if you have pie and liquor, you often have jellied eels with that.
Okay. Yeah.
Pie and mash from a pie and mash shop. You'd have pie and mash, liquor, and you'd have some jellied eels.
He's making fun of me because I don't know how to say how do you say that? He's making fun of me because I don't know how to say this right. Tato? Taito.
Tato, I don't know.
I don't know. He's making fun of me. That's okay. Is that a yeah, he's okay. He's making fun of me. He's trust me. I try my best, folks. Sometimes
I've got to try.
It doesn't sound great.
You know what's it?
Is that the candy?
You heard of what's it? No, it's a crisp. It's crisps.
Okay.
Oh, you call them chips.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. It's like a cheesy what's it normally, but there's flaming hot what's it. They've just come out with extra flaming hot what's it.
Oh, I think we have them, but in the US they call them Cheez-Its. They're like square little cheese kind of crackers.
No, they're not crackers. So they're similar to Cheetos. What's it's are literally like the same shape and everything.
Oh yeah. Well, they have they have flaming hot Cheetos here in the United States.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, but these ones are extra flaming hot. Yeah, extra flaming hot. Yeah, I need to try it. I've got a bag to try. It's a big old bag. Maybe I'll eat them next week.
Oh yeah.
Well, it's 9:00 here when it's a bit late to be eating.
Yeah. Yes, we are both hydrated. Although I ran out of hydration, but that's okay. It's fine. But we are both hydrated. I haven't even drank anything. Well, I don't even know. I saw your glass. What was it? Just water?
Yeah, it's just water. I'm being a good boy.
Right. Have you guys got crunchies? I don't. No.
Crunchies are good.
Oh yeah. Hell yeah. Funyuns. Fuck yeah.
Funyuns.
Dude, you need to try those. Those are fire. So Funyuns
sound like fun.
Dude,
it's in the name.
they're like onion rings. They look like they're onion flavored, kind of crispy. They're like an onion ring. Like just regular onion rings, but they're like a crispy light, but they're onion flavored.
That sounds great.
I will crush a bag of those things, dude.
It's normal onion rings. You know the crisp onion rings.
Yeah, dude. And then like the onion.
Just eat
flavor,
loads of them,
dude. Yeah, and the other thing they used to sell when I was a kid, I think they still do. They were little crackers, and they were called chicken and a biscuit. They were little crackers, and they had they're like chicken brothy kind of flavored. And I would, of course, you'd have those, and then I would have, and I don't think they have this in the UK, and they do probably good. It kind of explains why Americans have high cholesterol and bad diets. It was spray cheese, like cheddar cheese, and they can't. Dude, there were a lot of times in high school I'd have a bag of chicken and biscuit and have like that spray cheese and then make little cheese. Dude, yeah. I mean, the sodium was probably 1,000 milligrams a cracker, dude. I mean, the sodium was always sharp. Totally terrible. But
did you go straight in the mouth with it though?
Yeah, we used the cheese. I did that.
Beautiful.
But Funyuns. I agree. I don't know. And he said I should try pickled onion Monster Munch.
Yeah, they're good, mate. They're very good.
Yeah.
Okay. The best crisps chips are the stinkier ones, right?
Right, the ones that smell bad.
Yeah, the ones that's more stinkier. They're the best, because Flaming Hot Cheetos are stinky, right?
Yeah, so I gotta, they smell, and also chili cheese Fritos. They always smell like feet. I don't know why. To me, they're really good, but there's the smell in the bag. They always get this weird smell, and I'm like, it's almost off-putting. I still like them. Pringles, I've had Pringles. I don't like them that much. They don't taste right. They're okay.
Pringles are good. Depends what flavor for the hardcore raver you have.
Yeah, Funyuns are good. I should try this pickle monster munch. That sounds pretty good. I give that. Cheese Whiz, hell yeah. Well, it wasn't Cheese Whiz. The Cheese Whiz comes in a jar, right? And you put that on your Philly cheesesteaks because that's what happens, right? You get the cheese and then you put the Cheese Whiz on there. And the reason why I know is they had a guy from Philly and they said that's how you have to have them, right? So you have your Philly cheesesteak, and Philly cheesesteaks in Philly have Cheese Whiz on them. And I mentioned that to anybody else, they think I'm crazy, but they're good.
Sam, just think, right? You could be dipping pickled onion Monster Munch in your bovril next week,
right? And then spray cheese in it. Just no. But yeah, and here's the thing: I don't do chocolate. It's gross. I don't like it. So no Kinder. And I know Kinder Buenos. My Becky's ate them before. I'm worried. She liked them. I did try a couple of the ones that Joe
Kinder
said.
Bueno's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. She likes the chocolate. But deep fried Mars bars. Hell yeah. Dude, deep fried Twinkies too are good. Those are.
Joe, I tried a Mars bar. Lauren bought me recently. Right, it's got salted caramel and honeycomb like flavoring in it.
Okay.
It's much better than the normal Mars bar. It was so good, so good.
Yep, I gotta see. Well, I'm gonna go check it out. I'm gonna try to go on Saturday and see if this shop, because they had a ton of stuff. I mean, it had drinks and chips and all sorts of shit. This whole one section, and it had there were cans of vegetables and cans of stuff. So I'm sure I could probably get everything on this list. I'm almost positive they had that pickled onion Monster Munch. I'm pretty sure.
So as we're talking about food, right? I feel like we need to link it to tech in some way. But this app, there's an app I use, right, called Too Good To Go. I mentioned it when I was on PSC actually. I don't think it's available in the US, but Too Good To Go, and you can get food that they're going to throw away cheaper, right?
Oh, okay. So stuff that's going to go out. That's going to go out. It's going to expire in a couple of days, or whatever. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. So today, I got 6 Krispy Kreme donuts for £4.35, and normally that would be £13.95 or something like that.
Dude, 6 donuts is almost 14 quid. Really?
For Krispy Kremes, yeah. Yeah. Over 250 a donut, basically, isn't it? So yeah, so I got it for £4.35. I mean, that's probably why I'm gaining weight. I ate 2 donuts tonight, so
yeah. So yeah, we don't have anything like that because I'd use that.
Too Good To Go is brilliant. I like getting some sandwiches from Wenzel's as well.
Yeah, we need to get that. We might have it in the US. Hell, I don't even know.
Yeah, look it up. You might have. Too Good To Go, it's called. Everyone should have a good look, see what's local to them. Like the Pizza Hut, no, not Pizza Hut. It might be Pizza Hut actually. Burger King, all sorts are on there, but them you have to pick up like at 11 o'clock at night. Because it's when before they close, right? It's what's left over.
Is it this?
Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it. It's in the US.
Too good. It says too good to go, end food waste. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
So what you can do as well, it shows you locally like what's available. Costa Coffee, Starbucks, they all do it. I mean, it might be different in the US, might be even better. There is people on TikTok that they open up their too good to go bag, because that's the thing with it. You don't choose what you get; you're just given stuff, right? You pay your money, and you get given a bag of goodies. So there's people on TikTok that open up their too good to go bag and show you what they get. It's quite cool.
Yeah. It's here, and you can use it.
Jeffrey, I'm loving the OnePlus 12. It's brilliant. I really do like it. I need to test the camera a bit more. Camera's not great live streaming though, as you can see. But yeah, I really am enjoying the OnePlus 12. And the SuperVOOC charger is amazing. Remember last week, Sam, we tested it, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
We gave it 10 minutes charge. What was it? I think I was at 43% and it got up to like 89, didn't it? Something silly like that.
No food needs saving for now, is what it says.
We've lost Sam now. He's going to just buy loads of stuff on Too Good to Go.
No, yeah. So I think, I said, I think this is it. Right? Let's see. Let me turn the brightness down. So yeah, is that what it looks like? Kind of like.
Yeah. Can't see.
Yeah, it's it looks good. So yeah, I'm gonna try it out. So there you go. There's the there's your podcast pick for the day, your app of the day.
App of the day.
Too good to go. Needs to broaden their base. I would love. Yeah, they do. Food roulette. Yeah. Sounds good. I mean, especially and we used to have so we had St. Louis Bread Company or Panera Bread, if they know everywhere else. So what they would have is they used to have a secondary store where it was the day old bread. So you could go to that store,
yeah,
and you could buy the same stuff, but also too it was they gave it out kind of like free, but you could actually pay for it, and then it was kind of neat. So you would go in there and you would order your food, but it was day old bread, and you'd eat that, right? But then you could actually like donate more money. It would go to underprivileged people, right? So that was kind of neat. And they gave them away. It was kind of a neat setup. It was actually, there was no price on the food. You would just donate it. It was pretty cool, but it was kind of nice for somebody, instead of throwing all that bread away, and they would just give the bread away to people. But you could go into the shop and actually buy food, and then the proceeds would go to those folks. It was kind of nice. What am I going to do?
Nicholas saying tech podcast talking about food. This is part of the project, Nicholas.
Right.
It's all part of the project.
Well, here's the funny thing. We were talking about food, a first segment for the show, and then it got me to an app that most Americans probably never heard of. So we did tech. And we talked tech for the first half an hour.
Too good to go. Owe me some money, right?
Yeah, that's right. So we also, we try to do both, right? Because, I mean, here's the thing.
We're a lifestyle podcast.
Yeah, well, we talk about tech, but then sometimes the tech kind of spins into other, and we don't want to take controversial takes. We don't talk politics and all that kind of stuff. If you want that, go look at, there's
I'm too dumb to.
There's enough places to go find that bullshit if you want to go searching for that. But anyway, I mean, yeah. So yeah, we do talk about food. We talk about sport, and we just try to just have a conversation. Yeah. So, but yeah. I did see. Was it that they said some American carrier leaked the 8A. They said they had it on their website.
Oh.
And I don't know which one it was. I can't remember.
Oh, let's have a look at that.
I didn't actually look at the article. I just kind of saw it when right before we started. Probably like T-Mobile or something. But yeah, the 8A is coming around the bend at 8.4. Or was it 549 is what they're saying. So that's going to be a tough sell when you got the 8 floating out there, right? So, U.S. Cellular? Okay, it's possible. Like I said, I didn't read the article. I just happened to catch the Chiron that came across the thing and said, hey. But I guess it's imminent. So
a matte finish.
A matte fit, yeah. Well, yeah.
Oh, that's always nice.
Yeah.
That's always nice.
Tech is life. I agree, Jerome. Tech is life. Google's steady leaking stuff. Well, of course, because it wouldn't be Google if they weren't leaking every goddamn thing. That's kind of how they get down, man. That's kind of how they move. It's fine, and I'm here for it. It's cool. Like I said,
they keep their shit in a sieve.
But I agree with Barry. I mean, at 549, it's dead on arrival. It's not going to sell, especially when now you can still get the 8, right? You can still get the 8 for, I got this for damn near nothing. It was like almost less than 400, right? So it's like, and you still got the 7A, which is still a cracking good device for the money.
Very good. Yeah.
And even Lenny, our illustrious leader, he still put up a comment about it, about the 7A. So really, I don't know. And again, we're talking about the A series, right? Maybe there won't be a 9A because we're doing this whole 3-part, right? We're doing the Pixel 9, the Pixel 9 XL, the Pixel 9 Pro, right? We're doing that kind of thing. So I think this was probably going to be the last A series phone. But yeah,
I think with the Pixel 9 series, I think it's going to be not such a move on in terms of software and stuff like that. I think it's going to be a big hardware change. Because I think the Tensor G4 is going to be similar to G3, right?
Well, I would assume. I mean, I'm assuming there's going to be some.
That's what the leaks are saying.
How much better is? Who knows? Right?
Yeah, I think they need to change that modem, which is the rumor they are going to, which make it better straight away. But in terms of raw power, I think it's going to be quite similar. But on a positive note, obviously in the UK, you know the standard 24 and 24 plus, we get Exynos, right?
Yeah.
And they've performed quite well, and they're reviewing quite well. And I think Tensor G4 is based on that chipset, I think.
Yeah, I'm not sure either, but I'm curious what Samsung did to make them a lot better, because they used to be garbage. I mean, it was. I don't know. I know a lot of people were very, like, they saw that it was coming to Exynos. They're like, oh, here we go, right? We're back to this shit. And now it's like, it seems like it's performing well. Like, people really, it's getting pretty good reviews. And yes, this is a Coke glass, and these are like the old school Coke glasses. I mean, these are thick glass. But I bought, you know where I bought these at? At an antique shop. They had a set of 4. It was like, they're like $8.
Nice.
Dude, these are the old school, like, these are what you put, like, yeah, these are old school.
Don't make glasses like that these days.
No, they don't. But although it was weird, though, it had that green tint to it. You can't see it on camera. It's kind of hard to see. But I thought it was like that uranium glass. I'm like, that shit, I don't know if I would want to be drinking out of it. But yeah, it's but it's kind of neat. I mean, yeah, these are solid. So yeah, if anybody's old school, older person, you can appreciate those. But yeah, I got the sure it's breakable, but I wouldn't want to get hit on the top of the head with it, that's for sure, because I think it'll probably give you a damn concussion. So yeah.
I agree with Dan. It shouldn't be happening. As good as it is, we shouldn't be getting Exynos in the UK and Snapdragon in the US. That's wrong.
Yeah, go all Exynos or all Snapdragon. Yeah, I agree. I don't like the separate. Mm-hmm. I don't like that either. And I'm worrying. But I would like to see that. I guess the rumor is 2025 for the TSMC versions of Tensor, right? Is that they?
Yeah, I think Tensor G5 will be the one. Pixel 10 Pro will be the one to go for.
Yeah,
I think.
Well, let's just put it out there. The elephant in the room, though. You know where they make TSMC. You know where they're out of, right? You know what country that is?
Mm-hmm.
We got some problems with our next door neighbor. A little bit of little noisy next door neighbor there. So I'm not sure how that's going to shake out in the next couple of years, but it's that's bad news, folks. So I mean, that's where unfortunately a geopolitical situation can really impact tech. Really.
Yeah, big time. We've seen it so many times.
So there's something to kind of keep an eye out for. But like I said, I'm glad to see that Samsung's making an Exynos chip. At least the chip is performing fairly well. But I agree with Dan. The split Exynos Snapdragon kind of makes it. Yeah, it's kind of I don't like it.
Jerome makes a good point. Jerome makes a very good point. So Samsung in Korea used to give Exynos, but there was so much uproar in Korea that they wanted the Snapdragon that now they get Snapdragon, which was, especially when it first happened, it was hugely embarrassing for Samsung. Obviously, in Korea, you want to be given the Samsung-made chipset, didn't you? Really? But there was so much uproar. They wanted the Snapdragon.
And Peter, I like Peter's comment. It kind of reminds me of a sport fan. Where he's like, "Oh, don't worry. We'll just wait till next year. We're gonna be good next year, right? Yes, yeah. We might suck this year, right? We're terrible. We're bottom of the league, but I guarantee you next year, man, we'll get some draft picks. We'll sign some players. We'll be awesome. And he
Yeah.
still suck. And he still sucked the next year. Although St. Louis City FC is not having a good season, man. They are drawing like crazy.
It's
It's
because
bad.
you didn't
They're like,
buy that season ticket.
that's what it is. Yeah. They're 1-1. I think they play tonight. I think they play Austin FC. I can't remember. And I know Scoop's not in the chat, so if he was, or if he is in chat, if he's lurking, you should know. But yeah, they've had a rough season. They're not leading the. They're kind of like the bottom third. They were 1-1-5, had 5 draws. Yeah.
Yeah, drawing's not good. But let's not talk about football today. Arsenal lost.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Is that a match you should have won? Is that why you're upset?
Yeah,
Or
I think so. Yeah, I think so. It was at home to Aston Villa. Aston Villa are a good side, but remember we're trying to challenge for the title, right? So it's a massive blow. Massive blow. If I'm honest, I can't see Man City. Man City have now gone top, and I can't see them dropping points. So I think it might be over, but it's not over till it's over, as they say. So let's see. But
well,
yeah,
Liverpool
it's not
lost
good.
as well. So I guess
Yeah,
that helped you out.
yeah, that did help us out. To be fair, they also lost.
So were they behind Arsenal in the standings? Were they right behind you guys?
Yeah, so we was above Liverpool by goal difference, same points. So we're on the same points still now, above them on goal difference. So yeah, thankfully they lost as well because it could have been a whole lot worse. We could have went from first to third.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yep, I agree. The pixelate. I mean, I like the smaller. That I made this comment to Delavan Digital, who is making.
He's a big Pixel fan.
Put up a Pixel 8 video, which is really good. If you want to go watch some really good content, go check that out. It's a really good video about the
Yeah, Delavan does great stuff.
But
good photography as well.
I just like really is the smaller form factor. I really wish I could. That's why I'm really hoping for like a Pro. Like it'd be nice to have something that's like I get most of the features. I'm okay with. It'd be nice to have the extra camera, right? That'd be kind of cool in the smaller form. I realize that's a space constraint. I get it, and I understand the battery would be smaller, but basically software wise, if it's the same chipset and it's the same amount of RAM, I'm okay with losing hardware for the smaller form factor, but give me all the same software stuff. Get it all, especially if it's the same. You know what I mean?
No,
I realize
give the same hardware as well. Give the same hardware as well. I think.
Yeah.
Let's have a smaller Pro. Let's get a smaller Pro.
Yeah, that's basically what it came down to. I just wanted a smaller device and like I said, for me, this is, I mean, really, really solid.
That's one thing I will give Apple. I do like the fact that they do the Max and the Pro.
Yeah, I do like that. I like the way they have their setup. I kind of wish they had the minis for people who want to still.
Yeah,
it's just the battery life is so terrible on them.
There's rumor that there's going to be a new SE, though, isn't there?
Pixel 9 Pro. Actually, maybe I'm kind of keeping my eye out on the Fold 6 because the rumors that if I hear all the rumors are true, that might solve all my foldables. Because like I said, using that fold, it is hard for me to use that thinner screen. It is challenging. I do struggle.
Will it be the year that I get a foldable? No, don't think so.
Probably not. That's okay.
Probably not.
And you don't have to be, and that's cool. Maybe someday. I don't know, but
one day.
There we go. I'm pretty much done with Candy Star phones, but the rumors are true. Pixel 9 series and the Pixel Fold 3 will be I'm curious to see what the Pixel Fold 2, what Google does to improve the Fold 2. I'm sorry, the Pixel Fold 2 over the original Pixel Fold. I don't think the bezel is the problem. I think screen brightness, right? They need to try to get that glare off.
So I don't think the bezel is a problem.
No, it's actually not.
People made it a problem, but it's not a problem.
Yeah, and then and also they absolutely have to. That thing has to charge faster. I'm sorry, that is just unacceptable to have a phone in 2024 that charges that slow. That is just not. That's just silly. I understand you want to have battery health. That's fine. You can do they know how to do all that with charging. Other companies have figured out how to charge a phone quickly and still not torch a battery. But I mean, seriously.
45 watts should be the standard now.
At least. I would say closer to 60 if you can pull it off. But yeah, I'm like to see what the Fold 2 looks like. I really hope that, but yeah, and I agree. Jerome's, this is what I was thinking too. He's like, if the Fold 6 rumors are true, I'm buying it immediately. Yeah, it looked good. If it is, it's because really, honestly, I think the only thing that hampers the Fold 5 and the Samsung's foldables is that thinness. If it had the same form factor, in the United States, at least, and maybe in the UK, but I mean, not obviously in China because you have all these, Oppo and the Find N and all that kind of stuff. But in the United States, if they make that fold where it's like the Fold 5 is more like another design, like the OnePlus Open or whatever, that by far will outsell, and it would crush in the United States. Is going to crush any foldable that you have available. Nobody's buying a OnePlus, and nobody's going to buy a Pixel Fold. Maybe they will if they want a Pixel, but Samsung's will. That was really their only straw. The only thing that drew back was that thin screen. If that changed that, and especially if they do that and put a sideload pen, okay, now that's Samsung coming out swinging. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah, that's what they need to do.
Yep.
I like pen input on a bigger screen. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and I get 30-watt charging on a side. Yeah, that's silly.
That sucks.
It's just unacceptable. So Google
Geek stuff has jumped in.
Oh, Geek
150
stuff.
watt.
Yeah, 150 watt. Yeah, lightning fast. I'm in. Totally.
I'm in for that.
Yeah. Yeah, buddy. Well, good. Well, I mean, you don't want to be left out. You want to make sure you have it's available when you need it.
Yeah.
And and then also if you have a long session, you want to make sure you can charge it quickly. Because
hours of pleasure on one charge.
And you want to get back in the game quickly. You don't want to be waiting around for that kind of stuff, right? It's practical. It's really just a practical.
Yeah.
I'm tracking. Okay, cool.
I mean,
and
I just want to ask Paul, has that got wireless charging? Let us know in the chat.
MagSafe, that'd be cool.
MagSafe, yeah.
Right. It's got to be careful. It's okay. All right, man.
Anyway.
Well, that's a pretty good show. We got
that's a good place to end it. Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna say with MagSafe vibrators. Yeah, probably so.
Yep.
It's probably
probably a good place to end it.
And so, and remember, check out our MeWe. We're not in there very often. I'm not in there very often.
We're really selling it. Check out our MeWe. We're never in there. No one talks in there. No. It's brilliant.
No, Joe does, and I try. I'm not. I don't. And you can, and Nick and Joe and anybody in the chat can testify.
To be honest, you're lying. I'm not in there much. If they had more people, I probably would be in there more.
Right, but I mean, even if we have our not our Discord, but our Telegram chats with the Disruptor.
Yeah.
Kind of I'm not in there very often at all. I mean, I'll make a post in there, and I'll come back. There's like 400 chats. Those guys are really healthy in there, and they really chat a lot.
Oh, I finish work sometimes, and them Telegram chats, I'm like, oh shit.
Yeah. They chat a lot, which is good. So that's a lot of engagement there. So again, check that out. Also, make sure that you download the podcast because this is an audio podcast. We just do the live stream just because we're what the hell, right? But remember,
if you want to see our beautiful faces, we are on the Nomad Tech Project on YouTube as well.
Absolutely, check them out because it's not just us. Lenny and the crew do a good job. They have other content in there, so check that out. Cases and phones and a lot of good time. Enjoy that and get in that. If you aren't subscribed, go ahead and do so. Tell your friends about it as well. Also, tell them about this podcast in case they want to waste an hour of their life they'll never get back with two people who are just kind of quite amateur, but have a lot of fun and enjoy chatting about the stuffs. So that's it. Oh, I think May 12th, we may have a special guest. I'm not going to say who it is yet because it hasn't been 100% confirmed, but we might have a guest for the 12th.
We might have Mike next week.
We might have Mike, right? We are right. Yep. We should have that. Hopefully we'll get back with him. And then again, anybody else who's interested in coming. Oh, I did talk to Sean P. Finally, last I was in Gigi's chat. Members only chat. And Sean, I sent him a message and it was on Twix and he never got it. He never responded, but he was kind of mad because we had Kia on the thing. He's like, how could you have Kia before me? I sent him a message. I even showed him. So we might have Sean P. We got, but he's out of town, so he's not available. Maybe.
Why are you upsetting everyone for, Sam? Bloody hell!
Well, I wasn't trying to. I actually did send him a message. I just used a terrible way to do it. I used Twix, so
Twix is a terrible way to communicate.
Absolutely. So again, for myself, for Joe, thanks for chatting, hanging out. Enjoyed the chat. Guys are awesome as always. And, thanks for coming in and being engaging.
Brilliant today.
Guys are great.
I mean, it always is, but
today it's really been good. And then we'll talk about whatever. Hopefully, have something other than just food and sport to talk about. We'll have some more techie stuff, and we'll see how it goes. But
I clearly like food.
Yeah, especially when you buy donuts on the cheap. So
Yeah, man.
So for myself, and Joe, thanks for coming to the Nomad Tech Project. Come back next Sunday. We'll have some stuff for you. You can hang out and enjoy a good chat about good tech, good food, good fun. It'll be a good time. Just try it out and tell your friends about it. Maybe they'd like it too.
Yeah.
Maybe not.
I'm sure they would. I'm sure they'd love it.
All right, Joe. We're going to be out of here. Enjoy your tech.
Yep.
Love you guys. We will see you. Enjoy. Be excellent to each other. Don't be like D-Brand. We'll talk to you guys next
Don't
Sunday.
be a dick.
Bye. Bye.
Bye.